To quote from House of Cards' Frank Underwood, played by Kevin Spacey, quote, "Everything is about sex, except sex. Sex is about power," end quote. And this sad mindset has created a pervasive culture of misogyny, entitlement, and predatory behavior. A culture where those in power felt entitled to speak to treat, and even touch others however they chose. Where sexual predators targeted young women and young men, and when they had power, often got away with it. Let's take a few minutes to talk about this culture, where we stand, and if we are finally moving beyond it. Following the death of UK TV personality Jimmy Savile, it was discovered that he had a long history of sexual abuse, with alleged victims ranging from prepubescent girls and boys as well as adults. According to Wikipedia, the Metropolitan Police stated that the number of alleged victims was 589 people over a 50-year period. While he was alive, however, his crimes were ignored and covered up by other powerful people in entertainment, politics, and law enforcement, some of them allegedly engaging in similar behavior. This is not a uniquely Western problem. Worldwide, rape is still used as a weapon of war, against both women and men. One of the links in the description on YouTube today is to an article in The Guardian that looks into this in the context of Libya. It is not an easy read. Nor is this culture anything new, although it has, perhaps, evolved in some parts of the world to be slightly more hidden than it once was. Although, even when exposed, the consequences have still been muted. A year ago, a man running for the US presidency was caught on video bragging about making unwanted sexual advances and sexual assault, and yet was still elected, albeit without winning the popular vote. Maybe, however, this was the last straw. Maybe people, male and female alike, are not willing to let this continue to poison our society, our culture. In recent weeks, sexual assault allegations ended the career of a powerful Hollywood producer, Harvey Weinstein. This has opened a floodgate. We now find ourselves in the middle of a period where many, both women and men, who felt unable to come forward in the past, now feel liberated to do so. In the UK, Defense Secretary Michael Fallon was forced to stand down after admitting a history of not living up to expected standards, which, according to some reports, included making sexual remarks or advances towards a female member of parliament. An up-and-coming Labour MP, Jared O'Mara, was suspended from the party and forced to step down from committee assignments when his history of misogynist and homophobic comments were revealed. Another MP, Kelvin Hopkins, was suspended from the Labour Party on Thursday. The Conservatives, Labour, and the Scottish National Party all have current investigations into reports of harassment and/or assault. The Guardian has a report from the US Congress, where current and former female representatives and senators describe the sexual innuendo and the dances they have to fend off from their colleagues while they're just trying to do their job. Former President George H.W. Bush has been accused by multiple women of groping them during photo opportunities. In the world of entertainment, Harvey Weinstein was the first to fall, but he was not the last. Allegations have been raised against directors Brett Ratner and Oliver Stone, and against actors Ben Affleck, Dustin Hoffman, and yes, Kevin Spacey, whose quote we started this video with, and Roy Price of Amazon Studios, reporter-commentator Mark Halperin, online personality Andy Signore, and the list goes on. To be fair, some of the accused have denied the charges, and we don't have to believe that every accusation is true to know that many of them, very possibly the majority, are. So, have we reached a turning point? Are we really getting to a place where this kind of thing is not accepted by society? I don't know. We've been here before. The allegations made by Anita Hill against US Supreme Court nominee Clarence Thomas in the early 90s and the controversy that followed. Bill Clinton. The scandals of abuse by Catholic priests covered up by their hierarchy and others. The outrage flares up, some powerful people fall, and we have a promise of change, but then the fickle crowd gets bored, moves on, finds something else to talk about, and nothing really changes. So I am cautiously optimistic, but the focus there is definitely on the cautiously. We do live in a different age. The social norms have changed. Compared to some periods in the past, we are much more open about sex and sexuality than our ancestors. But despite this change taking place over decades, we are, I think, still confused, uncertain about how to act, about what is or is not acceptable. Some people seem to shrug off comments that others find deeply offensive. I suppose, for now, a variation of the old golden rule is in order. When you consider how you should act, consider how you would feel if your daughter, or son, or sister, or brother, or mother was told that joke, had to wave off that sexual advance, was pressured to some action for the sake of their career or whatever. sexual harassment, sexual advances, and predatory behavior is not just banter. It is not acceptable. It is not normal. We really do have a long ways to go on this journey. I hope you found today's video interesting or informative. If so, would you please consider giving it a like, commenting, sharing the video, or subscribing to my channel for more like it. Also, check out my second channel, 90 Seconds of News, for a quick daily look at top headlines. You can find a link in the description on YouTube. And before I go, can I just say, be good. And if you can't be good, be wicked well.